What up, everybody? Good morning. Lonnie here with Charts and Labs to bring in some market reading and chart reading to your day. Yesterday, I apologize. I was very rushed trying to get that video in. It was kind of exciting. A lot was going on. I was trying to capture profits before the volatility kicked in. And then once the volatility kind of settled, I was hoping to capture some swing backs kind of thing, because a lot of times the market likes to overreact, and when it overreacts, that is the best time to capture a reversal. Um, and that's kind of a strategy that I use often. Sorry. Um, so like a lot of times, and this is kind of how, like for Intel, for example, that I found as a play was that I felt that there was an overreaction to their CEO leaving on why they drove the price down so low, and then I've been following it all the way back up. So overreactions are good times to play the opposite and play the headwind, but typically, the best way to play the market is to go with the money. The way that I do it though is I typically try to get in just a little bit early. So a lot of times I'll see red first, because I want the momentum from when big money shifts towards what I'm in to push me into profit, and then um, and then get out while everybody else is chasing that. So the way that it kind of works is, I'll get in and just kind of hang around a little bit red, and then the big institutions will flip and come back, and then I'll use them as my exit liquidity. They get positioned and pushed in, and then retail comes in, and retail ends up being the market maker's exit liquidity. Um, Now, financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm by no means an expert, but it's just kind of the strategy on how I look at things. And right now we're in the middle of another crazy volatility swing. I'm not going to put it to the same degree as what happened in October, November, and faded all the way till December or through December. But it is still a little bit of a hangover from that, where we're seeing quote unquote the AI bubble fears. CapEx spending is a big concern. The recession fears are turning up. And now the geopolitical side of it is more fueling than internally. Right now we got uh, NATO and the EU are trying to throw a fit at Trump and the U.S. between the tariffs and the Greenland and all the other things that are going on. Talking about trying to sell U.S. Treasuries and bonds and assets to try to crash the dollar or crash the U.S. economy. I doubt that happens. It's a big fear. Both parties need each other more than that fit. I'm assuming that something is going to come to an agreement, and right now they're just headline scaring each other. The quote unquote art of the deal kind of thing. But amongst all this red, we do see that SPY actually flipped green from being red. So it was negative 0.2%. Now we're positive 0.3. So looking to see a little bit of a recovery. Um, the Russell is the mid caps and small caps. They're actually running the most today. Um, that's interesting. If we look in here, we can see that Intel is actually a big runner right now, pre-market. That defense spending confirmation was huge news for them. They have their earnings coming up tomorrow. Sentiment has drastically changed for Intel from being the red-headed stepsister to now being kind of the everybody's favorite, or at least looking to it. And part of that is because of the geopolitical part of it, where Trump is pushing U.S. Um, foundry, U.S. manufacturing, and can't rely on Taiwan alone, especially as China's tensions rise and get higher. So that's where Intel just magnifies its. Not only is it showing out that it's got better product, it's came a long way. It's also in the U.S., so it should be bolstered by a multitude of driving factors pushing it positive. So what I got into was an Intel call. I have three actually of them. Um, I have my sell limit set for spikes. I'm trying to catch a positive open kind of thing, maybe an early kind of play on the prices. These are all going to be I think so. I have a 250 average, so that'll be um, like about 30% or so. I have a 222 average. That'll be like a 40% or so. And this will be 11%. I should have sold this one yesterday, but I didn't want to waste my day trade. I was trying to play this one on the reversal yesterday, but it ended up going down more. Um, I thought I did really, really good on my QQQ put that I swung over the weekend in the strangle play, um, capturing 350 on that. I think it ended up going over 4, but I would have had to hold all the way through the day. So I took the risk off management style of getting out early in the morning at huge profit. And then I try to grab that. It was just a little $100 kind of gamble ish play. It was either going to rip and run, and this thing was going to end up being another double up or even triple up if it reversed hard off that 609 level that QQQ hit. Ended up fading down to the 607 over towards the end of closing and into pre-market. Um, so I have these cells. Nothing's short. I have February, so I have plenty of time on this one. February 13th, I have plenty of time on this one. I think my Intel one is actually going to fill. If we just kind of come over here and look at Intel, it's up pretty good pre-market. If we look at what it's saying I'm going to be around 260, so I could get out early. I'm looking, even if we just get up to 51 again ish, that's about 305. So I mean, we could do that. That might be a better. We'll see. I might lower this at open. I'm going to leave this 340 as a spike price. Sometimes one of the things that drives a contract price is IV, implied volatility. So when there is more volatility, that demand on a contract comes and surges and creates a higher price than what it would be if there was no demand. But let's jump in real quick. We got 5 minutes before the market. So I use my chat GPT every morning at 6 a.m. to give me what is driving the market, specifically around my sectors. I have given it a list of 10 or 12 tickers specifically. And then I say, I really like the chips and AI and data centers as my focus point. That's kind of what's driving the market as a whole right now. I'm starting to add some of the satellite plays like Rocket Lab, GILT, and I'm probably going to pursue some other ones in the satellite and space sector. I'm going to kind of shift my watch list to that, keeping the data centers and chips and AI as well, or I'll add robotics. I haven't quite decided which way I want to focus on. I think 2026 for AI stuff, we're going to start seeing not just the chatbots and the basic use of AI. We're going to start seeing the robotics ramp up, and we're going to see this in healthcare for surgeries. One of the ones that I follow is MBOT, MBOT. We can go look at it real quick. I think I have them down here. These guys right here. MBOT. Let's do the last year. I've been following them for a long time way back here. Let's remove all the drawings. Where do I delete all the drawings? I think it's up here. Drawings. Delete all. Those are really old. So had a run up to 467. This was when they were when Nvidia was talking about it, and they were talking to Nvidia and getting their name kind of thrown around. Had a big run up and its way back, kind of down to this this very busy level of $2. So these guys are one that I would look at possibly adding if you're into that side of things. I like Rocket Lab getting over 90 again. Would love to see a good low run. So if I could get both of all those to profit and be out, it would be great. When the market is very volatile like this, instead of having profit goals of 30, 40, 50%, a lot of times I'll turn my profit goal down to 15, 20%, and quickly settle for 10. I think the market is going to recover a little bit today. I think yesterday was a little bit of an overreaction, so I'm thinking we might be able to get those today. But I don't want to hold, and that's why they're February also, because they're safer plays. But I don't want to hold too long. So like if this week kind of gets more rocky, I might even take the loss on those, kind of seeing how things shift. But market direction and sentiment drivers, it's all geopolitical right now, and macro pressures from this Greenland negotiations. Trump is in Davos right now, talking. He was talking about nuclear power being a big focus. So we'll probably go look at some nuclear power stocks here in the near future. I've kind of peeked at a couple of them. A lot of them have ran already a lot this year, but there's probably still some driving. There's still money to be made there in that sector, and I probably could have been there a little while ago. But so safe havens right now, gold and silver, because of the risk off, as tech and cryptocurrencies are considered risk on when there is a lot of liquidity and there's a lot of euphoria. You see tech driving, you see cryptocurrencies driving, and then as soon as there is fear or uncertainty, the safe havens become, the dividend stocks, bonds, gold, silver, and such like that, and they get away from the risk assets that are the runners. The boring plays become the good plays, kind of thing. So Nvidia had a big fall off yesterday. Broadcom also had a big fall off yesterday. Rocket Lab had a big fall off yesterday. They had a lot of analysts coming out, and it was kind of mixed. So the analysts were saying buy and like positive things about them, but they had very low prices because the price on Rocket Lab has kind of ran farther than what it's putting out as far as revenue wise. But the reason the price is running on Rocket Lab is not as much because of the revenue that they're generating today. It's the anticipation of these defense contracts and the spending that's going to be coming in the years to come. So everybody's kind of positioning early. So there likely will be a pullback. Oh, I think we got the markets opening. Let's see what we got. 226. So Intel's up. I have a lot of runners. I was already getting alerts. Rocket Lab up, but not a lot. So I gotta kind of watch Intel if I want to take that profit. Holy cow. A lot of, what do we got going on here? All the way back down. Oh, 253. 278. So we got a little bit of a runner going on here. Oh, it's almost over 52. Let's look at TradingView and let's jump on now that we're open. First peek at Rocket Lab, up 1%, not that exciting. Intel, flying. Holy cow, they gapped up. So, look at that big gap and running. We're into this channel right here from that was established in this day range from Tuesday the 13th kind of through, I mean, it kind of even plays into the Thursday the 15th that week. 12th, or what was that? The 9th through the 16th that week. And we're in that zone, so we probably might have, oh yeah, we sold. I almost did 352, so that's a bummer that I did not capture that. I had it a little bit too low. Happy to get that sell. So boom, $1,000 locked up of money there. Should have done more. So let me go look. What did history? I don't remember. I think it was the $53 call for this. $53 call for 213. I just kind of want to go see what it's at. And I sold it at 340. I did do better than I thought. For some reason, I thought I lowered that one to 325. Huge run on Intel. Huge run on Intel. So, options. Probably should have held on to it because they're doing so good. But I want my profit. So, I do have it in my watch list. Let's go look at my watch list because then I could see a chart of it. I didn't realize I already had it in there. Intel $53 call, 345. So it's only $5 higher than what I set my sell at. High was 340, which is mine. Imagine that. Good job me. It's probably going to go above that because it looks like it was a big wick. I mean, that was a big move. Holy cow. It's over 6% today. Intel had a 3% day yesterday. They're moving pretty good. So we're going to see that Rocket Lab is down. So this is probably not going to sell or hit. That Rocket Lab is way down. I'm not going to... 190. I'm not going to chase them yet. Let's go look at them and see how we want to play this. Oof. Good move, Intel. If you guys have been playing Intel, that is fantastic. So we had a wick up on their open, but they quickly fell back down, and we're 1 minute away from the closing 5-minute candle. We're gonna watch this one and see if we want to add to this position. So if we look at this previous, let's go into the 4 hour. I think everybody's playing that Oklo. Let's do daily first. So we're going to see daily. So still in a positive day. We're above the volume weighted average. Still holding these. If we do a ray and kind of look at, yeah, this might be another red day. I'm not in a position that I want to sell mine yet, because I think we could reverse pretty sharply. But I am going to watch this level, because it even probably lines up. If you do the tops of this little day run right here, we're probably going to be in this orange channel right here today. So that's our daily. And if we zoom in and we hit the 4 hour, and just get a couple more candles to kind of see. There's a little gap here. I don't want to see it go all the way down there. That would be crazy. All the way back down to 70. I guess that could be possible. So we're going to do a horizontal ray and put that right there. That would, quote unquote, I mean, this already kind of did fill that gap right here. And then we ran up. So the only other kind of big move right here could be this liquidity area, where there was a lot of just straight running up and no consolidation. In these 80s would be a wild. Yeah, looks like it's chasing that. So part of me wishes I sold at that initial spike. And let's look and see what the contracts are doing. But they're driving. Yeah, $1.50 right now, and I'm in at $2.50 for them. So we're gonna cancel this just because I don't want to look at it. I might consider adding some. and it's going to be it will likely be a quick day trade where I want to capture the bounce. I might take all $1,000 into it. But I also might just watch that 250. I have a month on it. And when Rocket Lab wants to run up, it can run up very quickly. So we'll kind of watch this for a second. I'm going to zoom in on the 1 hour. Kind of want to see where is it wanting. We can see that this line has multi-touch points, so I really like this line. This line mostly goes through, I mean, it does have a lot of touch points, but it mostly goes through a lot of candles. So this one's not going to be as confirming as like this light blue one that has a lot of wick touch points. The whole body candles to me on the trend lines are there, but I really like the wick when wicks touch them, because wicks show that uncertainty and that pivot kind of movement. And I like my trend lines showing the pivot points. So with this being below this one, I'm trying to look and see if I see one that's got a blaring, kind of outstanding, in my face kind of look, and I just don't really see one. So I'm looking at this as an overreaction play like I was talking about. And we're gonna, I mean, so this is wick here and that redirect here. And then we had a big wick through this, where this big wick went all the way through and touched the volume weighted moving average. If there was a move all the way down to here, I would get in, but I would probably, at that point, I'm gonna have to get into a different contract, because the one that I got in was on the basis of it touching $100 this week, and I don't know if I see that happening as much as I used to. It is kind of funny that this orange channel, we have the wick up here almost perfect and the wick down here just below it, but the body of the candle is in it. So this candle is going to be very telling going forward on how I want to play this one today. And that is it's going to be the first 15-minute candle, of course, also. So it is a very, very pivotal candle on what we're looking for. I would love to see a sharp move back up. It's going to need news now at this point. It's not just that 92.78 is what I kind of needed it to get to. I would have rather it gone up first. If this candle was the opposite, where we were up to here, and I probably would have been able to get out. I'm down pretty hard on this one. I'm currently sitting at a negative 30%, negative 33%, down 17% today. Only holding 2. I have all the way till February. Like, there's plenty of time for this to get back up. If we can, ooh, it's bouncing around. So if we just move up to 90 again. We're gonna write it in at 90. And then today, probably, yeah, it doesn't matter what it is today. So 90 would get us all the way back to 210. So I'm gonna guess 91 is gonna be pretty close to our break even. Probably 91.50 for our break even. 91.50 would be pretty close to break even, so it must be 91.75. I guess it's 92. Let's just round up and stop playing. So 92 will be about our break even. That's close enough. And that is a 5.3% recovery from the current price that is at right now to get back over 92, which when we're looking at the chart, at 92.78 could be a point that it could recover to based on this gap up in the bottom of this opening day from Friday. So that's previous end of week opening. And then you can see that around this 92, there was a lot of action right here before the big drop off. So a 92.78 move, if we put 92.78 in, 92.78, we'll just do 80. That would actually be profit if it happened today or even tomorrow, it looked like. So even if I have till tomorrow to get to 92.80, and that's a reachable point, so I can kind of still play this one. I might consider, if there is a recovery of here above, I might look at adding. Look at Intel, just a beautiful. Oh, it's trying to break out. 7%. There it goes. There it goes. I'm gonna have to tell my friends real fast. Absolutely beautiful play on Intel. Love it. Over 7. They're gonna. I mean, at this point, they're getting very close to a price discovery move. Because if we zoom all the way out to them on the daily, this long, that orange is way up here. The purple is broken. We're getting close to broken, I think. Let's see, are we? Oh yeah, purple broke. This purple line right here was kind of in between here and established here, and broke back at 46, and this is where the uptrend kind of established itself, and broke this downtrend. So we can kind of say, I'm going to clean this up a little bit. Here, I should erase all these. Let's erase all these, remove all 16, and we're going to do nice fresh drawing. So we have array. First, I just want to see from this high to this high. There's a very slight downtrend on that one. But we have, this is kind of the more predominant one that we're looking at getting to. So we see the wick there and the large wick there. It gives us a really good confirmation that that was what we was aiming for, and we're beelining for it. So we're going to leave those two kind of as is, as those top side downtrends. And I can see that this one right here is more of a horizontal one. So boom, 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 boom. So we're going to come over here. I'm going to do a horizontal ray, and we're going to make that one be right in there. That one can be green. 59.57, point of interest, if we can get a break over that one. I'm going to do an extended one because I want to go from where it broke right here and there. And we can see that this one went all the way up through here. So that's definitely broken. We're going to make that one be the orange because we don't like that one. Those kind of pinkish red ones are kind of where we're looking at going now. I'm going to say that my Intel call that I would have had is going to be way bigger than what I got. So let's see, this one, 343 is 373, so not way bigger, about 10% higher that I left on the table. On 600 bucks would be another, or on 3 of them would have been another 90 bucks. which would have put me over 1100. And so I'm a little bit bummed, but I'm not super sad on that play. I took my profit before early in the morning. Which is what I like to do. Right now, this honestly could come down at any moment. We're getting very close to this downtrend line, and it's kind of in the in-between zone right now. If we were to find this one, lines it pretty well there. We could do another horizontal ray. I don't want to cloud this one up because we are now hitting these target points. This is where the price is acting. So 56 to 50 to 60 is going to be kind of the next resistance zone and breakout zone that I'm looking for. But I would love for it to come back and play around in this zone here, which was where this was and this was. And if it gave back that, I'm going to do a horizontal line on this one just because it's a little bit different. 45. And this is kind of the confirmed breakout right here, where we were above this enough and above this. So 45.23 is where I'm going to say that Intel broke its downtrend, confirmed. It's held that as support now because we had multiple days closed above it, and now it's the continuing upward. So now we see that this point right here is where we're kind of stalling out right now. But I'm looking for this one, and I might even lower it. Do I want to lower it to the red one or to the green one? So this actually turns into this. Yeah, I like this one better. So I'm actually going to lower this down to 53.60. So about where it's at right now is going to be resistant. And I'm doing that because I get some more touches. Touch, kind of a touch, 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 touch. So because we got touches going on here, that is where we're going to probably see a little bit of pullback. And I don't think we're going to see any kind of crazy pullback all the way back here. But I'm going to say holding above 50 is going to be huge. I don't think it's going to be all the way there, but if it comes back to 50.33, I will buy many more. Many more. So Intel, absolutely killing it. Left a lot of profit on the table. Oh, it's back close to where I was, so it's coming back. I might even look at getting some more because it is acting like it wants to be better. Rocket Lab is recovering on me, so let's look at that guy real fast before I get off this. We got to come into the 15-minute and see how that one acted. So we got, let's wait. So what we hit is this momentum cloud, price range, and then wicked. So not a strong enough move that I'm ready to add to the position, but I am holding the position still, and we're looking to get to this. Maybe a break above this. I might add one or two, depending on the price. But right now I have $500 of my $1,500. A third of my account is in this play already. I have 1447, and I have 1,000 of buying power. So I have two of these at 185 is 370-ish, and then this $20. So I have a little bit of crypto in there too, I think, because I've been throwing my change in Solana and staking it. I don't know if I have all of it staked. My daily is, where do I can do it on my phone. A lot easier. About, related, history, market buy, show more. I was going to add it to my staking. Buy spread, Solana, crypto. Maybe it's in here. Solana. Individual recurring investments about pause. The staking management is very. Oh. Oh, that's my earnings. I gotta make sure I get the rest of that staked. Whatever I have that's available. So 186 on Rocket Lab. This guy is just a little gamble. So if the market runs and that comes back up, fantastic. I don't know exactly what I'm going to try to sell it at, but that I have till tomorrow for the market to recover and rally. And that's just kind of a fun little $100 play, like $100 on black at the roulette table is basically what that was. Looks like they're getting ready to run again. 353 is where it's holding. That's what I was gonna sell at, and I sold at 340 because I wanted it to fill. And they hit their red candle on the 15. Let's look at the 45 just for fun, and we can see that 53.60 is close but not there. So is it going to come back in and kind of fill? So these wicks are all lining up with this gap, and even though we're in huge momentum and we have an upward pointing volume, means that there is buys coming up. I think this could come back down. Now, I don't know if it'll come all the way back down because I think I remember 50.30 is a level that I want, which is the bottom of this. And that's where I'll add if it comes all the way back to 50.30. I don't know what that was. I'll have to put a watch list on this, but dang, I had these guys. I don't know if it shows my history on this of when I sold. Oh yeah, I had one. Bought it for $1.95 and I sold it for $2.50, and it hit a high of $5.20 today, or $5 today. Yeah, $5.20 today. So that would have been a cool one to hold on to a little bit longer. Rocket Lab, one last check. Intel is still looking good. Rocket Lab, still kind of in that wick zone of indecision. My positive outlook will hit, and I'll get excited and trying to decide what I'm doing. I have a couple of these lines. They're all off wicks. So I went wick to wick, which crossed through the bottom of this is where I looked at this blue one. This white one I don't think I care for because it's just too short of time and it's cloudy. This one I went wick, and because it went through this zone untouched, and then we have wick. So that one's not too bad to follow, but this orange trend is kind of the channel that I'm looking for. And it's mostly clouded right there, but we have the wicks through this zone. And then this one is the bottom right here where it kept coming down and bouncing off support. So it actually went all the way below it, which is unfortunate, but that's not the end of the world. I just need the body of this candle to make sure that it stays above this support, and it'll continue forward. Again, I have till tomorrow to get to this 92.78. I don't expect it to be a 5% recovery today, but if I could do 2 or 3% today and 2 or 3% tomorrow positive, that would be very good. But I'm looking, yeah, we got to get up to at least 91 today would be nice. And if we saw 91 today, come in here and simulate my returns, and we did 91.45. Oh, 91.45. It would give me the 230, so I would not be in profit unless I add to the position. And that would basically be if I was to buy one at 180 and then I was able to sell it at 240, that would be 30% profit. Tempting. I could possibly get one at 185. The low was 157. That would have been a great buy. But that was, and then the high was 219 on the spike at opening. So that's kind of why I like selling into those spikes, because then if the market redirects or changes and it moves on you, you get your profit and you're done for the day. You know, if Rocket Lab had gone up a little bit more and got me to fill, I could have easily been done for the day and playing with the dogs and hanging out and singing Kumbaya. Um, so we did on the 5 minute. We are much more bullish. If this turns up, I might add one. You can see that this hit that a little bit more solidly on the 5 minute. Tested above it on that. We'll have to see how it acts at 90, because 90 is going to be resistant. It's not just from these reversing from the top of this at psychological level. We're going to see 90 be resistant. I have to see how it acts at 90 before I decide if I want to add more. But I'm going to call it. That was a little bit longer video, up to 40 minutes again. I'm sorry for the length of these guys. But this is how I go through the market. I like to get in there around 6 o'clock. Gives me a half an hour of pre-market to digest. I listen to what they're talking about. Not as much because I let them tell me what to do, but I want to hear what they want me to do, if that makes sense. And then I use that as a little psychology to how to play. And then, yeah, we follow the news and what's going on, and then we wait to see how the open is. Let the first 15 minutes play out. I love selling into, like if I have it from a day before, a good strategy I have is buy cheap the day before and then sell into the demand in the morning. Because that first 15 minutes, first 5 minutes for sure, is extremely volatile, and the price is high on everything. So it's a great point to sell into. It's not great to buy into typically, unless you're trying to play a quick whip 0 day, QQQ or SPY kind of play, where you see the price like flash drop and you're like, what the heck is that? And then you buy the opposite, and then when it recovers, you sell quickly on that same IV and momentum. That's a strategy that many people do and could do. But I typically wait for sure the first 5 minutes without playing, and I try to wait for a full 15-minute candle to establish, because once you have a 15-minute candle, like let's go to QQQ for this QQQ, and we can look at 15-minute candle, and that's this one right here. This one right here. So if we looked at, this was the open, and what a lot of people will do, this is called the orb strategy, is we need a horizontal ray just to kind of see it. So you take the high, bam, take the low, bam, and then once this breaks above, you play it. So, and then you can, the better way for your entry is actually to come down to a 5 minute afterwards. So when this was established on that, and it was all established in the first, was tested and then tested. So this is why the first 15 minutes you don't want to make that play, because unless you get lucky, it could continue beyond. But this shows that there was 2 candles within, and then this one closed above. So if you could have taken an entry here, right at 9:45, when this closed at 6:10:47, you would have this whole candle, this whole candle, this whole candle. You'd be in profit right now. And I think we could even go look and kind of see about on QQQ at when that broke above. Let's go look at QQQ. And you can see right there, boom, 6, right about there is where it broke out, your 645. So if we look at an option, you would have taken a call, and you would have ideally maybe done, we'll do a 1 day just to show not a huge risk. and it broke at over 610. Those would have been very expensive. But let's look at the 615. We'll just look at this one just for giggles. So we're going to add to watch list, come back to investing. I might do a video on this individually and rediscuss this, but just to go look on this, and you would see that at 645 you would have entered at $1.31, and it's $2 now. So that's 50% profit from that strategy, and running. So this could run all the way to that 615 level. Should have made this video earlier. That would have been a banger play. But anyway, that's kind of what that little 15-minute orb strategy is. It works out very great. It's a good proven strategy. Nice clean breakout example today. I'm probably gonna make it a specific video on this cleanly now to cut out this part. But if you watched this whole 45-minute video, I appreciate you.